Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Jaguar. Have you heard about this, Bo?
Yeah, a little bit. We did a segment on Lotus Eaters, whether it was yesterday or at the end of last week. Yeah, it's a thing.
Well, it's developed. It's gone even further. It's
Right.
gone even further now. So this guy's name is Comedy Gold. Rawdon, spelt Rawdon, Glover. He's the managing director. Rawdon Glover. Raw Dong Lover.
Yes.
I mean, you couldn't make this up, could you?
Yeah.
Raw Dong.
Is that not a stage name? His real name's like
That's his actual name, apparently.
Okay.
He's
I
your
know
part.
I know it's immature. I know it's childish.
He's your part-time raw dong lover. There's a song like that.
Where's he from then? What kind of name is that? What kind of?
I don't know. I think he's English. To be fair, I don't know. He's the managing director of Jaguar. So
he's born in the West
But
End.
basically, Raw Dong Lover here. Has come out. Is his actual name? I couldn't believe it. Mental. But anyway, he's come out and defended this situation. This story today, guys in the chat, is twofold. So we can take a look at this, where he basically says we don't want our old customers, which is the death knell of any comment you could ever make, and straight into a company. We're also going to look at a leaked internal memo from the CEO, which is real bad. And you look at the CEO and you're like, yep, this makes perfect sense. So Raw Dong Lover here has come out and basically made some comments, to sort of clap back at Nigel Farage, because Nigel Farage commented just like everyone else did. This isn't a defense of Nigel Farage. I think Nigel Farage is a weak source. I said it in my video. I keep saying it. I don't care. I think he's a weak source fool. And he's definitely not the savior that people make him out to be. But anyway, he commented on this because he's got his GB News piece. And Raw Dong Lover here said some other stuff and basically said, hey, he said the quiet part out loud. We don't want our old customers. So we'll just scroll through this. And here's what he says. So Glover, Raw Dong Glover, managing director of Jaguar, part of Jaguar Land Rover, expect the backlash. He didn't, quote, expect to be the number 1 and 3 trending topics on X on either side of the Atlantic, but he welcomes it. He says, quote, we wanted to start a debate to get people thinking and talking about Jaguar in a different way. Dumb. Glover, who apparently dresses whatever, who cares, basically says, where is it? Says, here it is. People love us for our history and our heritage, but that has not led to huge commercial success. The average age of the Jaguar client is quite old and getting older. We've got to access a completely different audience. That audience isn't centered around people of the demographic of Mr. Farage.
People with money?
Well, this is what I mean. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, he's not... You've not given that statement any sort of definitional parameters. You've not said what you mean by a person like Farage, the demographic of Farage. Who is that? Because to a lot of people would associate with Farage. He's rising in popularity more and more. And they'd go, okay, but I assert I'm that demographic. So then they instantly think that they don't. And they look at the advert, for instance, and they go, well, Jaguar doesn't want me then. Not only they're debuting this car in Miami. Miami and America has overwhelmingly just voted for Trump, which some of those people would argue, if they know Farage and ties to Trump, then those people in the States would be like, well, that's me as well then. What's this? This is nonsense. So there's that first part. I don't know if you guys want to chime in on this one first, and then we'll shuffle on to the next bit.
Well, I was going to say, it's funny that he said it's not the demographic. Take the politics out of it. Someone like Farage is exactly the demographic that Jaguar go for, have had, will always need to retain. That sort of boomer, middle class, middle aged man, white dude.
Mm.
That's what Jaguar is, right? It's like a fairly luxury car. Well, certainly the upper range them. They're expensive, so you need to be middle aged and middle class at least. So to turn your back on those people, yeah, absolute madness, isn't it? It's like the Bud Light thing or Gillette did it. It's just how to torpedo your company as quickly as possible. Idiots.
It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
Look, I mean, we've watched this. This is the Heinerscheid effect. This is the Bud Light effect. This is the Gillette effect. This is, it's like you literally are removing it. Well, it's Star Wars. I mean, the stupid ass Kathleen Kennedy was like, we don't want the 50-year-old dudes anymore. Well, that means you're not going to get the 20-year-old dudes. You're not going to get the 10-year-old, kids or anything else. You're not going to get anybody because these are generational things. The Jaguars, despite the fact that they are dog shit when it comes to electrical, they are looked at or were looked at as a prestige vehicle, a subset of an elite type of car. And nobody maintains that opinion any longer. The brand has allowed itself to go downhill. Once Ford sold it off, and it ended up with Tata Motors, it ran into the ground, and you killed two amazing brands in one blow. You killed Jaguar and you killed Land Rover, and Land Rover now are complete garbage. I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't take one. Somebody gave me one, I would turn around and sell it, pay the taxes, and say thanks for the money.
Land Rover still has a massive contingent. Land Rover,
but,
Range Rover, same company, so they still have a huge contingent.
Yeah.
They still sell very, very well, actually.
Yeah, but they're not. They're worse vehicles now. I will fight you on.
Yeah,
that.
no.
Yeah.
I agree, but let's not make people misunderstand, because you're saying they're just garbage as a vehicle. It's not to say that the company's garbage, because I mean, obviously, JLR is garbage, but as a product, they actually do very, very well. They're still selling great numbers.
The older ones were great. The current ones are not good.
No, they've always been a bit shit, to be fair, mate.
Well, who's the parent company that owns them then?
Tata
an Indian company, Tata Motors.
Right. Okay.
So they're not owned by British companies anymore. It's not a British.
I knew that was the case because it was a bit of a hoo-ha at the time. I just couldn't remember who actually it was who ended up buying them.
Yeah. So it's just some random Indian company, Tata Motors, but their stock's been going down. So yeah, it's not been doing too well.
It's part of the Tata Steel empire.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, they own a bunch of joint ventures with other car companies, probably so they can bring the vehicles into the country. But it's just.
I just know Tata Steel is also Indian, but it makes me say no. Or someone in the chat saying yes, so I'm going to take that as 100%. It is the case. Yeah.
Well, so this is obviously pretty bad optics. Someone coming out and saying we don't want our old customers, right? That's bad optics. Okay, that's pretty bad. Well, there's even worse optics now, because apparently there's a leaked internal memo. Not mine. This was courtesy of this guy, M Guy Australia. And it does look legit. It all seems pretty legit, to be honest. I also have now since been contacted by someone in Jaguar as well, which I will then get to. And I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow. But this guy has this internal memo because people within Jaguar are like, what the fuck was that? What are you doing? What? Like, this is my job on the line. Sorry, what's going on? And this is what this memo addresses, basically. And then we'll also look at the CEO. So new JLR, dear JLR team, our new Jaguar brand has been introduced to the world this week. The work of the team has been guided and inspired by the timeless quote of Jaguar's founder, Sir William Lyons, a copy of nothing, whilst doing everything very generic that we've seen for the last 10 years. Good times. I'm also reminded of another quote from Sir William. The car is the closest thing we will ever create to something that is alive. Sure, fine, I guess. You're co-opting these quotes, but fine. This humanistic, organic connection to everything that carries the Jaguar brand has never been more evident. We are the custodians of something very special to the fabric of popular culture. Jaguar, the leaper, the spirit of the great British brand. No, you're not. You're not special to anything popular culture. You've been irrelevant for years because you stopped making cars, and now you're going all electric for a future that no one fucking wants. So no, you're irrelevant. You've destroyed it. That's it. You're done. Done. Dead. Nah. In this context, the visceral response to the reimagining of the Jaguar brand is understandable, inspiring even.
It is a bit
gaslighting himself.
It is a bit hyperbolic, isn't it? It's a bit flowery.
It's just nonsense, isn't it? Like he's full blown. He's just gaslighting themselves into believing that this is a good response. It's not a good response. But for all the joy and excitement, who was joyful? Who was excited? What? No one. No one saw this rebrand and was joyed and excited. I mean, maybe the people making content because they're like, wow, yeah. There has been an undercurrent of unacceptable behavior this week. So remember, this is an internal memo addressing employees. While I welcome all constructive debate and critique of our polarizing plans, I have to stand in front of the colleagues who have been singled out for their individuality. It's a bunch of woke, dysgenic freaks. Some even wrongly identified for work that was not theirs, all because some people outside JLR find it challenging. Everyone just thinks it's woke shit. Understand that we will not hesitate to take action against anyone displaying discriminative behavior or language, either in person or online, during work hours or outside. Investigations and actions are ongoing into activity we have all observed this week. Rekindling Jaguar's soul is not the work of any one individual and has been created with love and care by many hands. So I'll stop there. This goes to show a large array of discontent clearly behind the scenes.
That escalated fast. Like at one point, it's all talking about goodness and light and being understanding. And then quickly it's understand that we will not hesitate to take action against anyone displaying. I mean, it suddenly got authoritarian, didn't it? Like, okay, whoa. But yeah, no, everything that's left unsaid there is hilarious. Right? It just paints a picture of some sort of internal chaos.
It's missing some German, like Entschuldigung or something like that.
Yeah, it could come straight off of stupid, horrible. They just show their true colours, right? It's just a mask off moment. Just when it boils down to it, when it boils down to it, just here is the party line. We will not tolerate.
Literally toe the line or shut up. Don't say a word. It's ridiculous.
Unacceptable behaviour. I mean, if you're not breaking the law, no adult should be talking to any other adult about unacceptable behaviour if you're not breaking the law.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. People forget, I've never understood that now in modern day society, how people are talked down to as adults. Like and sort of like finger wave. No, shut up. Get the fuck away from me. Don't try and tell me what to do. All right, like as long as no laws are being, broken or anything like that, shut up, go away. You can have your opinion, I can have mine. It's all good. Go our separate ways. So he continues further and says, "I could not be more proud of each and every one of the several thousand brilliant people who have been part of the reimagining of the Jaguar brand. You won't be when you have to file for bankruptcy, but okay, keep going." Now, this part I found interesting and is a nonsense on a definitional term anyway. So it says this is a collective reinvention designed not to be all things to all people. All right then, cool. So it's collective, but only by a small subset of people, basically. We're carving out a brave, sustainable future for one of the great brands of our generation. Can't wait for you to see what the team will show you next. Adrian. Who's Adrian, I hear you ask? I know, Bo, you're asking who's Adrian. Who's Adrian? Well, Adrian is the CEO. Adrian Mardell. After 34 years in various financial roles at Jaguar Land Rover, Adrian was appointed to the position of CEO in July 2023. Throughout his career, Adrian has been a transparent, motivational, and compassionate leader. As CEO, he's made it his personal passion to champion and drive DEI initiatives at JLR, believing that creative strength comes from our differences, unless you disagree with him. He has shown unwavering support for the LGBTQ plus community's rights and representation. In May 2023, he became the first ally CEO to march at the Birmingham Pride Parade with our colleagues, demonstrating the importance of allyship at JLR.
Look at him! What a stuffed shirt! Like what a! Oh my god!
I don't think that's what he's getting stuffed, bro.
Like a low T boomer libtard. Like what the hell? Why make him your CEO?
Yeah. So this is the CEO. Here he is. That's him at the front there with a prided up Jaguar. So now it all starts to make sense, doesn't it?
Sure.
It all starts to make sense.
Is it just like an ultra? Is just out of interest? Is it just like an ultra liberal? Like just had the full mind virus upload, or is he actually a practicing homosexualist? I would like. Is he got a partner? Is he actually gay? I sort of starting to assume he is, but
they say ally, so that means not normally, but
because there's footage of like people like Keir Starmer doing this sort of thing. You know, he's definitely not gay. He's married to a woman and stuff. He's definitely not gay. But
you don't know that.
He's definitely not, mate. Him and Zelensky, I wouldn't be too surprised, mate. You know,
dude. Like, think about him and
backdoor deals. That name takes on a whole new.
Zelensky. Zelensky and Macron and
he does like Emmanuel Macron, doesn't he?
Does he like the Frenchman? A lot of those freak shows do. Just saying.
But anyway, there you go. Jaguar downhill just because this freak is in charge, basically. I mean, they've been going downhill anyway, but you know, they've confirmed they're not making engine cars, ICE internal combustion engine cars they're just not doing it anymore. They're just going to make electric cars. Cool, great, I guess. Bye.
He even looks a bit like Paul O'Grady in that picture.
It does a bit, actually. Yeah. Oh dear.
I think I'm having more fun because I used to think of this as an elite brand. I am living under no such illusion now.
No, I mean they've had an F1 team, a complete factory team. They've in the past they've pumped out some incredible, iconic machines, right? You know there's all sorts, but yeah, won't bore people too much.
Yeah, there's all sorts. That's true.
It's a shame to see it. Looks like this will just tank it, right? This will tank the company for sure.
Yeah, massively. I mean, I don't know what Tata Motors.
It's all owned by Tata Group. Tata Motors dropped another 1% again today. So
yeah, so I mean, on a monthly basis, they've just been going downhill. To be fair, like 6 months.
They're definitely used to going down.
Year to date down. This is Tata Motors Limited. So it's not good. 1 year.
Just imagine if you were in the market to spend 60 to 80 grand on a car.
No, they're going to be over 100 grand. They've confirmed.
What, the new E thing?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If you're in the market to spend 100K on a motor, you're not going to be buying one of those, are you? Just not. No one's going to do that, really, apart from the most diehard Jaguar fans. There are some.
They don't want. They don't want them.
Yeah.
They don't want them fans.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
They've come out and literally said that. So, what would you do if you were a Jaguar fan? You'd be like, "All right, fuck off then. See you later."
Well, I mean, literally, they just guaranteed the resale tanking on any of these e-brands. E-brands don't have great resale either. You guys have noticed that nobody wants a used electric car, right?
Yeah.
Because who?
Yeah, well, the used electric car market's not massively good at the moment, but then also, the UK has just destroyed any of their car manufacturing in this country as well now. Like, I think it's Vauxhall has announced that they've got to close they've got to fire like 1,000 odd people because the mandate for only making electric cars by a certain time period, they're like, we just can't do it. Like, there's no demand. We can't do it because you can't in a country where space is a premium and barely anyone has a driveway. How do you expect anyone to have an electric car, you pleb? Are you absolute mongoloids?
And also, isn't it the case? Both you guys seem to know more about this than me, and I'm a bit of a petrol head, and I know Nate is massively into it. But isn't it not the case that when you charge up one of these things, the power that you use to do it is still generated by a fossil fuel powered power station?
90% or more of it is. That's correct.
Yes, it's ridiculous.
So the whole thing is absurd at concept.
And I refuse to use the words fossil fuel though, because it's not dinosaur juice, regardless of what people think. It's plant matter that's been under pressure along with some other things that created oil. So if you're,
it's not even just that. I mean, Porsche's created a fully carbon neutral fuel for internal
that's actually true. Yeah, that's actually true.
Like if we were really wanting to save the planet, we would invest in that, but we don't. So it's all a grift. It's all about money.